Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. Welcome to part 4 of how to read a panel when doing paint protection film installation. Here we got this Honda Pilot. We're going to be wrapping the front bumper with our paint protection film. And in this video, I'm going to go over how to properly install pre-cut template PPF on a bumper as complex as this Honda Pilot bumper is. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. All right. So let's get going on this installation here. So we got this pre-cut template, it's been back rolled onto the bumper. Now, where do you start? That's like the big question when you're getting into doing paint protection film installs. Now, a good rule of thumb that I like to use when installing a bumper, I always try to think, let's start installing from the closest reference point from the inside of the bumper, and then we're gonna work our way out to the sides. So driver side, passenger side. So in this situation, we pulled the license plate bracket off the front, so we're not going to be starting around there. So we're going to have to come off center a little bit, and we're going to start right over here at the top by the headlight. And as you can see, actually we can start right over here by the fog light because everything's going to line up perfectly over here too. So what we're going to do, pull the film back there, get some tack solution in there. And we're just going to properly line that up, just like so. A little more tack solution in there. Okay, that's good. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go right up over here. But you can see we're creating a finger over here. We've got a finger over here, but as we stretch the film out towards the passenger side, look what happens to that. That all starts to sit down. So what we're gonna do is, that's laying about where it needs to be. Just got some tack solution in there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just very lightly squeegee that down. And I'm just gonna leave this for now. We'll come back to this. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to move out towards the driver's side here. So you can see we got this finger over here, and we need to stretch this over here into place a little bit. So I'm actually gonna get some tack solution in underneath the film right there. I'm gonna give that a slight stretch into place. Hold that there. Squeegee that down. Now, the film is creased a little bit here. That's perfectly fine. We can get that all to lay down flat. Not a problem. So that's perfect. That's what we want. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna squeegee everything down over here. Everything is perfectly lined up right there. That's good. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to stretch the film into place up over here at the very end of the bumper. So there we go. Stretch the film into place there at that corner. As you can see, these fingers that were here, they're gone now. Now we're going to stretch the film over here. As you can see, we're going to have to kind of rotate it and stretch it to get it to line up. So I'm just going to rotate and stretch the film into that corner. Just going to let that sit there. There we go. Now, everything is sitting down perfectly right across the top. So might as well just squeegee that all down now. Because that's all lined up perfectly there. It's all perfectly lined up over here. Same with this corner. Everything's perfectly lined up there as well. So before I squeegee that corner down permanently, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dress these little fingers over here just by pulling the film down a little bit over here. As you can see, those fingers disappear. go. Now, kind of like what I talked about in our fender video that we did a couple videos ago, you want to squeegee with the body line. You don't want to be squeegeeing over it. So this body line here, even though it is super minor, I'm just going to take and squeegee down and get that solution out. And there we go. So everything there is down. Super easy. That worked really well. Now we're going to get this area down over here below the fog lamp. Now I'm going to introduce just a little bit more slip solution under the film. I'm going to put some more over top of the film as well too. Now there's a slight stretch to get the film into place there, but it's not much. So I'm just going to pull the film back, spray my tack solution in there. I'm going to stretch that. It was a little bit high there. I'm just going to stretch that film into place, hold it. Got that squeegee down. That's good. Now everything is perfectly lined up over here underneath the fog lamp. Air bubbles like this, you try and massage those out just with your hand. And everything is starting to sit down perfectly in place right over here where it needs to be. So I'm going to pull the film back here. Film is starting to stick to itself here a little bit too much. And I'm going to get some tack solution in that corner. And I'm going to squeegee everything down right till that corner. Now I'm going to take and get everything down over here. I'm going to push that straight down. Now we got this sharp body line right here. I don't want to be squeegeeing like this over it. I'm going to squeegee with the body line while pushing the moisture that's built up on that body line while pushing that down. Now, because of how much slip solution we have under the film here, we want to be getting rid of that because it's going to be preventing the film from sticking. The film is basically in the right spot. It can be tacked down. I'm just going to go back and forth in a side-to-side motion with the squeegee, just like so. Probably hard for the camera to see in there properly. I'm just trying to get that corner down. That little bit that's popping up, that will sit down as soon as I introduce some heat to that area while I'm post heating. Now I can squeegee everything else down that's underneath there. Okay. Now that we've got the driver's side down, let's start working on the passenger side and finishing off the center of the bumper. So I'm just going to pull the film back, get my slip solution behind it. Go. Okay, that's good. So now, as you can see, Nix, if you want to come in over here, you can see just how much stretch that we have to get the film to come across over here so it lines up by the fog light. Like, that's a good solid, I would say a good solid 2.5 inches or so. Maybe a bit less. I don't know, my eyes are not measuring tape, but it's going to be a big stretch to get that into place. But as you see over here, if we come back here to the driver's side, we got all this film that's lifting up. These fingers, these got to be dispersed. So we'll keep the camera on here and I'll show you what happens when I stretch that all into place. I'm stretching right across this body line, right across the front of the bumper. So let's do this now. As I stretch, that starts to all lay down flat. And that's exactly what you want. And that's exactly why you need to know how to properly stretch paint protection film patterns. If you don't know how to stretch the patterns, you'd never be able to get the film to lay down and have it look good. So with this bumper, we're stretching right across the front, right across these two body lines at the top here, and one here down near the bottom of the bumper. When we do that stretch, those fingers all disappear. So right now we're gonna come over here to this fog lamp area. I'm gonna pull the film back, and I'm gonna put a bunch of tack solution in there. And we're gonna stretch that all into place. And then we're just gonna hold that. Just like so. And then I'm gonna squeegee right along this body line as I hold it in place temporarily. There we go. And that's good. Now if we go back over to the driver's side, and we look at the finger situation here, well, we still have a bit of a finger. The finger is far more manageable. In fact, what you could do is you could even just stretch it out a little bit here, but you want to be careful if you're going to stretch in the middle. You want to be careful that you're not stretching too much, that you're creating fingers somewhere else. You don't want to be just pushing your problems down the road. You want to be taking care of them as they come up. So in this situation, we don't really want those fingers. So what I'm going to do is I'm get my tack solution in there, and I'm just going to give this just a light stretch just to help some of the finger go down. I'm going to hold that there. I'm going to come in with my squeegee at an angle, always come in at an angle and kind of like a sawing motion side to side, and that's really going to help the film to sit down. And you can see we didn't create any more issues for ourselves here, so that's always good. Now when you're squeegeeing, you don't want to be squeegeeing over these hard body lines, you want to be squeegeeing with them. In fact, we're going to do this right now. We're going to squeegee right along this body line. You can see how the squeegee has taken the shape of that corner. There we go. Now everything above the body line, we're going to push upwards. And when we're doing that, I'm having my squeegee angle. So I'm pushing the solution upwards. Now, like I said before, we don't want to keep pushing our problems down the road. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to finish off this corner, because you can see it's popping up here a little bit. All I'm doing is just putting my tack solution in there. And squeeze it down. I don't expect it to sit down 100% the first time. Sometimes you just have to go over these things. There we go. That's good. Okay, now we can work over here. Now I'm just pulling this back here, this film, and I'm just getting my tack solution underneath it so I can lock this into place. So a lot of what you need to learn when you're doing these panels is you just, along with like certain ways of stretching, you also want to be able to know how to properly squeegee. And that's squeegee with the body line, working with it and not against it. That's how you avoid having built up moisture. Now, another thing I forgot to do is we forgot to take care of this top lip here. Now, we got to take care of this. We got to take care of it now. So in a situation like this, where we have to go over that sharp corner, that's going to be problematic. So in fact, I'm actually gonna put even more solution in there. I'm actually gonna do this with my thumb. I'm just very slowly gonna get the film over that corner. And then I'm gonna come in there with my squeegee. Same thing, at an angle, like always. Do these things at an angle. Saw that film down. And then very carefully gonna get PPF to lay down here. And that is absolutely perfect. Okay, now we're gonna go over to the passenger side. Okay, so now that we got the driver's side down, we got the middle down, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna quickly finish off the passenger side. And by quickly, I don't actually mean quickly, it's just something I always say. Just gonna pull the film back. Get a bunch of slip solution behind it. That's good, same thing down here. Lay that into place. Good. Now, when you got a bunch of air pockets like what we just had, before you ever start squeegeeing, you want to massage those down. You really don't want those air pockets, or you're not going to get them all down, but you want to get the big ones down and out of the way because they're going to cause issues for you when you're doing your install. So for now, this right over here is perfectly lined up in place. I don't actually have to do any stretching. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold my hand on there just to make sure that it's not going to move. And then I'm going to come right across the top. And I'm just going to squeegee that down. Just like so. Good. Now we can come over here to this top corner and you can see the film was kind of sitting off the bumper a bit. Now, when I pull the film down into place, we created ourselves a finger. But as soon as I stretch it into place to get that top corner lined up, that finger disappears. So as soon as you figure out how to stretch the paint protection film, that right there is gonna get rid of a lot of your problems, and pre-cut templates are gonna make a whole lot more sense. So now we're just gonna get the film down into place over here. So same thing, stretch and rotate. I'm gonna hold that in place. Just gonna lift that up, get that down. There we go. Now, we're gonna squeegee right along the top here. Get that down. Now we're gonna come over here to this corner. Same thing, on the driver's side, we got a finger here, we got a finger there. So, slight stretch of the film. Fingers are gone. And we're gonna squeegee with the body line here. Squeegee straight down. Now, this right here, this corner, that's looking good. So we can just squeegee that down as well. Now it is starting to pop up just a little bit. So that's where we would hit our tack solution. Okay, that's good. We can post heat that and get that down. Now we're gonna finish off this area over here underneath the fog lamp. Just gonna give a little bit more slip solution. We're gonna stretch the film into place over here. Hold that down. So that's good. Now we're going to pull this down over here because it is a little bit high. You can see how the film is is starting to want to crease itself there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some tack solution right along this top edge. Pull the film down and squeeze that down. Now we got this big air bubble over here. You can see the film is still wanting to crease itself. Situation like this, I'll just pull the film back, take the palm of my hand, and just push that air out. And then come in there with the squeegee. Now we're going to work on getting this corner down. So I'm going to flush all the slip solution out of here. Same thing, we want to squeegee with these body lines. You don't want to squeegee against them. Just flushing out all the slip solution that's underneath there. Okay, and that's perfect. This bumper is almost installed. We still gotta do this top piece right here. So just pulling the film back, getting a bunch of tack solution behind there. And I'm just gonna get the film to lay down around that corner, just like my hand, which it almost did. There we go. So yeah, bumper is done. So the big takeaways when installing a bumper, you can take this principle and you can apply this to almost any bumper that you're doing, is always start in the middle and then work your way out. So find your reference points in the middle. Is it a license plate in the middle of the bumper? Is it a sensor? Is it a badge? Or in the situation of this Honda Pilot where we removed the license plate bracket, we started right over here, right at this sharp corner by the headlights, and then we worked our way down to the fog lights. Those were our reference points that we worked out to, and then we learned to stretch with the panel. So don't stretch against it by like stretching across these sharp body lines. Stretch with them, and that's going to help the film learn to contour itself and get itself into place. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Hope you guys enjoyed that series on how to properly learn how to read panels before installing them. If you can take these principles, install them or use them in your own installs, and if you find value in them, please let me know. If you found value in this video, let us know in the comments section below. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more paint protection film content.